to take away financial support or housing, by promising career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
You always listen to the AUSA of the Southern District of New York, and basically breaking it down like what took place. And he bringing up that situation with Caskey, where as far as when they saw Diddy stomping out. So what he's basically saying is it's a lot more. He did a lot more to different people, and he forced them, and put them in an uncompromised position to make them do what he wanted them to do, by using force, by using threat, by using blackmail. He put them in an uncompromised position. And then not only that, he recorded. He had so many different recordings that it's ridiculous. So he used that as leverage. Because right now, if y'all don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there for the world to see on social media. Just let everything leak. So you know what? A lot of times people do not want that embarrassment. So what they do is they do whatever Diddy wanted them to do. And you know what? Like I say right now, folks, listen, man, sometimes people let money go to their head. And like I told you, what the sense of him building that empire, raising to the top, and look what's going to happen. He about to lose it all. All for what? Like I told you, it's not worth it. Crime doesn't pay. There's no shortcut in life. Only thing come fast is trouble, easy to get into, hard to get out. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. I am the real Brian Glaze, because if I could change, anybody could change. One love.
So ain't nothing funny about this situation or what Puff was doing to folks. It's just crazy. I'm gonna be 100. You know what I'm saying? I come from the socialite world. A world of partying and having a good time, and they were swinger parties that been given since the beginning of time. And now because of smartphones and recording and all that, now this is a thing. So people better be careful in this day and time when you participate in these parties. He done gave it a whole new name, freak off. They used to just be called swinger parties, right? And swinger parties was basically parties that couples went to. Couples that wanted to explore with other couples. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even get into these parties unless you had a girl with you. You couldn't come 100 dudes deep. You had to have women with you. You know what I'm saying? And then once you got inside, everybody did their thing. So at the end of the day, unless you go into a masquerade type of situation, or a spot that they don't allow you to have cameras in, somebody like for real police in the area of watching out for recordings and stuff, especially if you got a high profile type of job, or you a lawyer, a judge, a doctor, you know what I'm saying? If you somebody under the radar, ain't nobody tripping. But if you somebody of a certain caliber of status where, if you get caught on this video, especially if you married. You know, your home life going to be wrecked up. You know, because this video going to be on social media, and you don't want that. I'm so glad I'm married at this point in my life now, and I promote relationships now because you know this is very dangerous for a professional in general. Maybe when you're a kid, you in college, high school, you'll get over that because you're young and dumb. But if you're a professional man or woman, this could be damaging to your your livelihood because you're representing a company. And if this is all over social media, you could get fired for that. Just so people know, you could get fired for that. You know what I'm saying? What you did on your personal time is bringing bad, you know, what's the word I want to say? It's bringing bad representation to the company, especially if the company is you know you know if they very hard on the code of you conducting yourself properly. You know what I'm saying? So you know yeah, they'll let you go because you sign paperwork saying that you're going to uphold yourself as a responsible individual at work or outside of work. Now things happen, but when it's to the extreme and they got you butt naked having sex with different women or men, that's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? So when something like that come out on you, you know what I'm saying? It's just better just to resign than to let your company fire you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, that's just crazy at the end of the day. You know, so yeah, but I was in the store though, right? I'm in there playing my lotto numbers and the old guys, the old timers, they older than me, you know. So these guys like 60, 70, they in there looking at the race and whatnot. And it come on TV, Sean Puffy Combs back in court today, right? Denied 50, he's been denied a $50 million bail, right? So they think he gonna flee. So my man say, yeah, I heard Sean Diddy, that's what he called him, not P. Diddy, but Sean Diddy. He say, yeah, Sean Diddy, they caught all this baby oil in his house. What the hell he need with all that for? And I just bust out laughing, right? One, he called him Sean Diddy. So he messing dude name up. And, you know, then then he was like, yeah, man, I remember on the base, you know, we used to go out and get our girls, you know, wherever he was stationed at. He was a military dude. And he said, man, we ain't never had that much loot. You know, say he had a kilo of baby oil. Like he was holding drugs, you know. When you hear kilograms, you think of bricks of cocaine and all that. He was like, what the hell they was doing with all that lube? I was like, man, everybody had to get oiled up. Soon as you walk through the door, you had to get butt naked and start oiling up. That's what it sounded. So man, I laugh all the way home. I say, oh, I gotta get on the podcast. I gotta you know, get my jabs and you know, basically say my piece on what's happening. I got the RG3 throwback on, you know what I'm saying? We 1-1, the Skins, Commanders, the Washington football team, whatever it is that you acknowledge them as, you know. But yeah, it's crazy though. But want to give a shout out to And arresting having to my man Frankie Beverly. Frankie Beverly, we just went to the farewell concert. Me, my cousin, and my aunt. My cousin called and said, "Hey, mom's, didn't really get to enjoy her birthday because she underwent a surgery, and so her surgery was in May, and my aunt's birthday was in June, right, the 24th, I think, the weekend of Father's Day weekend. So my cousin thought it would be a great idea in uh, July to get tickets to go see Frankie Beverly, to see him on his farewell tour, and which was a great idea. We even we got a suite, so we sitting up, like we owners at a football game, and enjoyed the show. We had 12 people to our seat, and these were all my cousin co-workers, and so it was me, my cousin, my aunt. I had my mother-in-law who just moved from New York to down here in the DMV area. Uh, what else? Oh, we had the grandbaby with us because my daughter couldn't find a babysitter. Uh, the babysitter got sick and couldn't, you know, babysit, and so we was like, bring her with us, let's do that. And so we did it like that, and we had a good time, man. So it's just real heartbreaking to hear that he died. So nobody is saying what he died from, but I think he had throat cancer because he couldn't sing like he needed to or wanted to on his albums, and you know, I mean, on his live shows, he had lost his voice. Something similar to what Phyllis Hyman was going through, and you know, so let me show some pictures. Let me get it right. Rest in peace to Frankie Beverly, and and what was great to find out about his history, our hometown hero Marvin Gaye discovered Frankie and gave his band the name Maze. So I don't know what's the story behind that name, but that was you know that was that was Marvin Gaye idea. So I don't know what was the process behind that. And now that I'm thinking about it, Fight Night. This is a real movie that is a real live story that happened in '71. The Ali, who was it? Ali for somebody. It was Frazier. Yeah, Ali Frazier. In 1971 in Atlanta, Georgia, all the players of the underworld, the black players, gangsters and hustlers, were all, you know, uh, it's something about the fights that bring out the big wigs. Apparently a lot of deals get made at these fights because everybody come out with their furs, their jewels on, and if you a baller, that's like the one place that you get the flaunt. your wealth, you know. So they all met up in Atlanta for the Ali Frazier fight. And according to the stories, and then I was listening to Courtney Vance, which is the father, no, which is the son of Courtney Vance Sr. out of Detroit. And you know, he was an underboss for one of them gangsters out there. I forget dude's name. Um, but his son is online giving up the history and you know, but Detroit has some big heavy hitters. And so they moved from Detroit and was living in Atlanta anyway. Some big time figure called Chicken Man held a dice and gambling night at his house in Atlanta, and you know, the who's who knew about it. So some robbers infiltrated that joint. They was actually in the house, and I think Terrence Howard is playing the head dude that was, you know, with the robbers. So they were actually there gambling and was on the front. Well, you know, they got word to, uh, you know, the team, hey, we're gonna hit this joint around 2 o'clock before it get too late, before it's too early. So yeah, they took like almost $1 million worth of money and jewels. And according to Courtney Vance, I might be saying dude name wrong, but anyway, he was saying in Uptown Saturday night, uh, they told that story in Uptown Saturday night where they stripped everybody naked and robbed them. You know, at this party in Atlanta in 1971, uh, they had 100 guests coming to their house, and they stripped everybody and laid them down and took like $1 million worth of jewels and everything. So I'm talking about it because the who's who is in this movie: Terrence Howard, Taraji Henson, Samuel Jackson, Don Cheadle, and Kevin Hart. All right, so here's the picture. Here's the picture of the poster of the movie, which is on Peacock. Not, it ain't in the regular movies. It's not on Netflix. But I'm talking about it because my coworker, Miss B, her daughter is in the movie. Well, no, she's an actress. She's not in this movie, but uh, she's a up and coming actress, and she was at the movie premiere of Fight Night, which was in New York. So that's her. Her name is Princess. That's her with Sammy Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And that's her also with Don Cheadle and Taraji Henson. She got a new hairstyle. She was just at the Usher concert, you know, rolling her booty around, you know, and you know, acting like a young girl. Oh, and here's a bonus. JJ Jimmy Walker from Good Times was here last weekend at the Crown Plaza, and because I was watching Colorado beat up on Colorado State, Dion, you know, I missed the comedy show, which was Huggy Lowdown, Chris Paul, and another comedian. But I say all that to say we met Thelma from Good Times in New Orleans, me and my wife. So that's a picture of that. Let me do a little close up on it. That's me and your boy. Look at that. You know, Bernadette, I forget her name. Bernadette, that's her real name, is Bernadette. That's me and my wife at the New Orleans Essence Fest in the convention center, you know. So I think that was 2016, 2017. Um, we they gave you know, the convention center had an expo, you know, which had, you know, all celebrities there, you know, from gospel, R&B, across the board, doing different workshops, and you know they were speaking, and so she had her own booth selling her books and taking pictures. I loved it, and I let her know you was my first girlfriend, and then Janet Jackson came on the scene, you know, and it's an honor to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I have yet to meet Janet in person, but I done been to 3 Jackson concerts over the years. And we just seen Janet in July. Look, and man, I did a lot in July. I seen the farewell tour, Frankie, and then he just up and died on 9/11, which was crazy. That's Antonio Vargas' birthday. That's Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. Uh, he was, you know, the newer generation might know him as Fly Guy, and I'm gonna get you, sucker. You know, I'm just running this off my head because you know I seen it. And what happened? We seen Janet the week before the Frankie Beverly. And then right before January, we saw Chris Brown. I've been to 3 major concerts in July, back to back. You know, it was crazy. So, uh, you know, unfortunately, my aunt fell ill again last Thursday, and she back in the hospital. And when I went to see her, first thing she said, Frankie Beverly died. Did you know? I said, yeah. You know, she said, I'm so glad we got to see him, you know. And I done seen Frankie 3 times, you know, in my lifetime. The first time was at the Carter Burn, and the second time was at RFK Stadium at the Budweiser Superfest, and then this last time at Capital One Arena. You know what I'm saying? I be tempted to say Capital Center. We had a Capital Center, which is the Lago Boulevard now. Capital Lago Boulevard. Now they done uh tore down the boulevard, you know, partially. It's a PG hospital is there, man. It's a hospital there. They still got little eateries there, but they tore the Capital Center down and made Largo Capital Center Boulevard, you know, with Magic Johnson Theater, Fridays, a lot of eateries and shoe shops, and then I guess 20 years after that, it's a hospital. But I remember my father saying all that was woods over there in the 70s and before all that. So anywhere there's land, there could be development, you know, and I'm seeing that like all day, every day because you know, they just building everywhere, you know, and that's a good thing. I like to highlight this guy right here. This guy was homeless and been incarcerated. He learned how to cook and became a chef in jail. And came out. This brother is running 3 restaurants successfully. You know what I'm saying? So if you make a mistake and go do a bid, you could come home and get back on your feet. It's gonna take a lot of hard work. They calling him a super chef because he's running 3 successful restaurants. An inmate, a homeless brother, rose, and he got on his feet and rose to the top of his game. You know, meet the 32-year-old man who went homeless and incarceration to owning 3 thriving restaurants as a super chef, you know. And I screenshot this, so I didn't get his name, but you could look that up. And let me put that in there. This is a picture of DC bosses right here. You got Rayford Edmond, who's back home now. You got Fat Rodney. You got Frey, and the rest of the team in there. So this is an '80s picture right here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna see if y'all can see that. Yeah, everybody in that picture is a boss. You feel me? From the 80s, you know. That's how we used to give it up. Look at the fashion there. Wearing the Eddie Bow, the Avis jackets, you know. We used to call them sweaters Frey got on, the Bill Cosby sweaters, you know, them $300 sweaters that Bill Cosby used to wear on the Cosby show. Look at the dog my man wearing, that's kneeling, you know. We used to wear the fitted caps, you know. Yeah, man. Fashion was a real staple in DC and still is to a degree. You know, when you step out now, we dressing now because we older. You know, we putting on suits and gaiters and you know, but the sportswear, sweatsuits, you know, casual look, man, we had it on lock. DC is one of the premier cities that had it going on like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is Rafer Edmond and Tony Lewis right here. Back in the day at a Maze show. You know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all a close up. Welcome home, Tony Lewis. You know, welcome home, Rafer Edmond, the OG. Not you know now. You know he's revered as a snitch now. He's not. People still love him. They love him because of his the work that he put in, but not the snitching part. So let me just put that out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel no way about it either way. You know, cause I ain't grow up around Rafe. I ain't had no kind of dealings with him. You know, he wasn't from my side of the town, the DC. I'm from Southeast, and you know what I'm saying. He was from uptown. You know, you can't really see that. That's where I learned to play baseball at. That was one of the elementary schools my father put me on the summer league team, and I was quite the baseball player in my day, and it got me to go to Jefferson to win. Well, to be, I won two division titles and we lost two championships. So, and this is my nephew right here. You know, football star at HD Woodson. They won the Turkey Bowl championship, DC championship. You know, and they had the title for 2016, no 2012. And now he's a rapper. He go by the name Money Man Biggs. Y'all go ahead and support his music with his team, Lil Dude, Good News, the guy that died. Well, he got murdered. Unfortunately, God rest his soul. And his wishes was, well, it wasn't his wishes because he didn't know he was going to die, but his funeral was at a show that they had down in DC. They took him to the show and propped the casket up while his team did the show, a live show. It went viral. Good News live show. That was his funeral. So he didn't have a traditional funeral. So yeah, y'all go look that up. It's online. You know what I'm saying? You know, just showing y'all some pictures of your boy. You know how I give it up. That's my brand, Streets Fine, as you see it. You feel me? That brand was birthed in '97, so I'm almost 30 years in the game with the brand. You know, this is my nephew, MVP trophy, Honcho. You know what I'm saying? 2014, and he called himself Honcho, but he was called Tay Tay the Microwave Chambers at HD Wilson when they won the championship and went 33-0. You know what I'm saying? They that They still hold the record. It's a team called Jackson Reed with a school called Jackson Reed. Uh, Jackson Reed went 30. Jackson Reed went, man. Jackson Reed went 32-2. So they still hold the record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been getting my Broadway plays on too. I went to see Jaja's African Hair Branding. Great play that was at the Arena Stage in Southwest DC, right across the street from the newly renovated Wharf. And it'll be here till October 13th. Y'all go check that out. It's great. But these African women from Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, they are hair braiders in a shop in Harlem. That's where the setting is at. And that's where the play unfold from. And it's just talking about their American experience and how they trying to bring family members from home. And it take a life of its own. It's like you watching a TV show, and it's great. And the writer, uh, the person that orchestrated the play, that made the play, I was sitting 3 rows from, well, 3 seats from her, and I didn't know it was her, but she spoke at the end, and I was mad at myself because I ain't get a picture with her. You know what I'm saying? So she's known throughout the uh the Broadway play world, but I didn't recognize her from nothing from TV, and uh, okay, this is the picture I was looking for. Frankie Beverly, rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in power. So we was fortunate enough to see the farewell show. You get what I'm saying? It's 12 o'clock. It's the 18th, and your boy got a boogie. So I gave y'all 32 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So see y'all later. You know, the Streets Finest podcast. Thanks for coming through, everybody that stopped by. And how you boy Diddy? You think he gonna survive jail? Gene Deal said when Bad Boy dropped him from the late, no, not Bad Boy, but Uptown Records, dropped him as an A&R slash producer, he was talking about committing suicide. He was fragile. So you think he might take his life? Is he still that fragile dude back in the day before he made Bad Boy? Because Big Gene was saying that the homies held him down with the street money, was paying his bills and all that until he struck the deal with Clyde Davis to create Bad Boy. And the rest is history. Puff did his thing with the music. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hate. We got some classics, but he's a classic example of money going to your head and think you above the law and you think you untouchable. So when you get to that point in life, and he a billionaire, so you know what I'm saying? And I'm close to his story because I was once an aspiring artist trying to get in the game of rap and it got derailed. But one of my mans, that was a staple at Howard back in the day when Puff was there. He was making demos for the local rappers that was on campus, and he was making fire demos for folks. And Puff looked them up and came to his house, and we was there. So I actually met Puff before he became Puff, Bad Boy Puff, and he was down in my man Chucky Thompson basement, his mom basement, and we was there all night, and he was just showing him, letting him listen to the demos he made for us and everybody else. And when Diddy got that deal, he took Chucky Thompson to New York. Chucky Thompson is a staple and a known producer here in DC. He played in the Go-Go Band for Chuck Brown. He produced Chuck Brown's last two CDs. He's a big dog in DC. That was our man. Hold on, let me do one better. This is our demo tape that was supposed to be turned into an album. We got a deal with Warzone Productions, and we was gonna shop our music to, the labels in New York. And I ain't gonna keep you all day about the story, but that got derailed. But every song on here was produced by Chucky Thompson right here. This is a Chucky Thompson product in his mom's basement where Puff came, and we was there all night that night, just chopping it up, talking about dreams and everything. And I was happy that Puff got on and he took our man. Chucky Thompson is on all the early bad boy artists, Mary J. Blige. And that was the main breakout star that featured his work production wise, Mary J. Blige. Go on her first, what was the 411? Especially that one, her first album. Chucky Thompson is all over that record, that CD as production. And all the early Faith, Jodeci, Father MC, and the rest is history. Rest in heaven, Chucky. He just died a couple of years ago from COVID. And so that's how close I am to the Puff story from that experience. And so yeah, so great music, great classics, but the money went to his head and he started being on that fuck shit. But let me say this before I depart. Get you a good woman nowadays, y'all. Because of the Me Too movement, they not tolerating no more disrespect and hurting women. Or hurting their heart. Meaning, and women do it too, but it was mostly done to the women. Men, meet women and dog them out and, you know, emotionally distraught, and they could take you to court for that. And you have to prove that you didn't do whatever you was accused of. Now, it's always been like that, but now it's a good chance you're going to be convicted because of the way the laws are set up now. So if you don't have no experience of being a player for real, and know how to move, get you a girl and just be one-on-one, because you're going to get yourself caught up. And if you don't go to jail, you're going to lose your job. You're going to be registered as a sex offender. And look, man, this shit go deep. Y'all, the fellas, I'm talking to you guys directly. Do your homework. If you ain't got no experience of being in the socialite world and dating multiple women at one time and knowing how to move the do's and don'ts, I had a homie tell me when any woman come over his house, he got cameras everywhere in the house. So if something go down, it's recorded. He be like, take me to court. I got footage. I got audio. You know what I'm saying? So, he say he never go to a woman's house nowadays. You know, they come to my house or we go to a hotel. You know, he said that's how he moving now. It's for his mindset and you know his comfortability because you know he said if anything happened in a woman's house, it's most likely that they're gonna believe her because it happened at her residence. And I'm just saying, if you're casually dating, there's no relationship, there's no commitment there. He said he do not go to their house. They come to him or they do a hotel and you know they do, but he do not go to no woman house if he's not committed to it. Because the bottom line of the matter is you can meet a shorty and everything good, you're hanging out, you know, you know what I'm saying? But see, you gotta realize when you with anybody, a man or woman, you spending time with them, over time they get used to you. They get close to you. And you still trying to be like, hey, we just having fun, we on a friend tip. That ain't how they feeling in their heart or their mind. No, we close now. And then when you lay down and you do the do, oh now we go together. That's a lot of women perspective. That's a lot of men perspective. When you give me the goodies, or if I give you the goodies, hey, you know, oh, you mine. Now you done created an issue. So be direct on what it is you want and what you don't want. And what we doing. I've been in that situation a couple of times over the years early on. Whereas though a young lady think we an item, and I'm like, okay, when did we agree on this? As far as I know, we was just friends. She was like, oh, when we had sex, you became my man. I'm like, oh, damn, really? I don't get a say in this, you know. I mean, you know, so keep the lines of communication open and be on the same page. Cause in this day and time, it ain't gonna be looking well for the guy. So cover yourself, be open of what you want, what you don't want, you know, just be upfront. Cause women respect the truth. Men respect the truth of what it is you trying to do and what you're not trying to do. The games, let the games be done with. Especially if you grown. Be straight up. Cause there's a lot of women out here that just want to be players, just like the men. They just want to have a good time, especially women and men that's divorced. They don't desire to get back in a relationship or be tied down. So this be the truth. This be truthful at the end of the day. You know. So yeah. All right. I was trying to let y'all go 10 minutes ago. So I'm gonna really let you go now because I gotta go. So peace, you know, salute. And y'all be safe out there this big day. Streets Fighters podcast. And you know, y'all be safe out there. Peace. And stop buying all that baby oil. All right. That's your man Puff. A kilo worth of baby oil. That's crazy.